Hello daily drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's not quite daily draft, but actually the first constructed content here on the channel. But as you probably saw from the thumbnail, I won't be building today's deck. You don't want me trying to build a good constructed deck here. So I thought, what's a better way to be able to get, maybe a little bit of constructed content out there for those itching for that content? Well, why don't we have artificial intelligence build our deck? That's right, we are asking ChatGPT to build a historic Brawl deck today. And we're going to get into how exactly it did here. So for those of you that are new here, really all we do here on the channel is draft. And with drafting and not building any constructed decks comes with the accumulation of a ton of wildcards. So I was thinking to myself, what can I do here on the channel that can use up these wild cards in kind of more fun, exciting way than just, crafting a bunch of rares and mythics and stuff? And I thought, well, Historic Brawl is a singleton format, so it won't require a ton. So what can I do with maybe the Historic Brawl format? Well, we've got ChatGPT building our deck today. All right, so for those of you that don't know what ChatGPT is, it's basically just online free source artificial intelligence. You can ask it all sorts of prompts, send it messages, and it will reply to you. You can ask if it has any creative ideas for a 10-year-old's birthday party. How do you make a JavaScript blob? Many things that you can ask it. So I went ahead and asked ChatGPT to build a 100 card Galta Primal Hunger Historic Brawl deck using only green cards legal in the historic format. Gotta be a little specific when talking to robots, so that's exactly what I did. And here's what it came up with. So this version of AI has been updated last in September of 2021. So note that all the cards that it's going to recommend to us are from September 21 or earlier. But take a look at this. It built a deck list of 31 creatures, 4 artifacts, 6 enchantments, 12 instant sorceries, and even a mana base, and a little blurb telling us how we should play the deck. Now, it's not perfect. There are a few mistakes that it made. It gave us, for example, 2 copies of Land of War Visionary, where Historic Brawl is a singleton format, so you can only play 1 copy. Terror of the Peaks is a red card here. A few cards aren't legal in the historic format for whatever reason. Rhythm of the Wild is a green card, but it's also a green-red card, so we can't play that because of color identity. And then it misgrouped a couple of cards, like it thinks that Kazandu Mammoth is an instant. But, we'll give it a pass on that one. I think things will be okay there. So all I did was literally copy and paste ChatGPT's suggestion of a deck, bring it straight into Arena. And in order to fill in those mistakes, what I did is I added 8 cards of my own that have been released since September of 2021, just to, give it a little bit more spice of having some cards that were slightly more recently released. Another 1-drop, another mana accelerant, Defiler of Vigor is a great 5-drop, Tribute to the World Tree as card draw, just a few extra little things that we can put in here. One other thing, for those of you that don't know what Historic Brawl is, this is a Historic Brawl deck, and what that means is it's effectively 2-player commander. So you assign a commander. In this case, we're going to be playing Galta Primal Hunger. It's 12 mana for a 12/12 with trample, but it costs X less to cast, where X is the total powers of creatures you control. You get to assign this as your commander. You play a singleton format with just 99 single cards, except for basic lands over here, where we have 30 forests. And then you jam your deck against an opponent who has done the same. You start with 25 life and play Battle to the Death. That's what we'll be doing today, using an AI-generated deck. So if I lose and if I don't do very well, it's not my fault, right? If you enjoy this content and you want to go ahead and get in on the action here, go ahead and leave a comment down below as to what you want to see played next, what you want to see ChatGPT come up with next, what commander you would like to play, and the most liked comment in the comment section for a suggestion of a next commander is the next one I'm going to build. And that's how we're going to do this series. So it's going to be kind of you driven. So you guys go ahead and leave a comment what you want to see in the comment section. Everyone like the ones that you agree with. And then I'll go ahead and have ChatGPT build that. I'll build a deck and we're going to play it out in this series. I'm hoping it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to play out a few games here. Not going to have too long of a video. Don't want you sticking around for too long. We'll get you in and out nice and quick. So without further ado, why don't we hop into our first game? All right, we go second here. We've got a 5-drop a 6-drop, another 5-drop, a protection spell, and a kind of half and half land here. You get a free mulligan in Historic Brawl as well. We're also playing against Nicol Bolas the Ravager from M19 is going to be their commander here. So let's see how our deck does. So here's Galta sitting over here in our command zone. Starting with a turn 1 Ragavan. Well, that's going to be very difficult to beat. Turn 1 Ragavan, you say. What are we playing, like Legacy or Modern? Alright, they flipped a land that we very much would have liked. They can't cast lands off of Ragavan, though. Here's one of those alchemy cards that I don't feel like reading. Alright, well now we have to play this as a tapped land because we don't really have a third land to play Brontodon on 3. And we need to hit our land drops here. Alright, they flipped Inscription of Abundance. Alright, they're just casting their commander early because we have to discard a card when it ETBs. Well, you know what? I think we are quite a ways away from casting a... What was that? 11 drop? Alright. Brontodon can kill a treasure. We can just cast Lovestruck Beast on the right side as a 5/5, although it can't attack, but that's probably okay. Just go ahead and play a blocker here. Let's see if they remove it. They did get priority as soon as it hit the battlefield. So I'm fully expecting this to not survive. But you know what? If your opponent has a turn 1 Ragavan, are you really ever going to win that game? No, you're not. That's the answer. Flipping over Nylea Keen-Eyed. Okay. Alright, guess we're playing a Thrashing Brontodon here. Don't have anything else to do. And if they have a removal spell, we're dead. And I'm sure they will in Grixis. There it goes. Alright, that was a quick one. Didn't really get to do much of anything that game, but you know what? It's not my fault. It's the mana base's fault. Blame the robot. Okay, we go second again, but we do have Pack Leader and then Broken Bond if they're able to play an artifact or enchantment. We do have 2 6-drops in the hand, but that seems to be a theme. The robot likes very big, expensive cards, and that's what we're going to have to deal with and hope that we draw some of our ramp. So once in future, return target card from your graveyard to your hand and then put a different one on top of your library. And if 3 green mana, you get both of them into your hand, which in our case, we will have 3 green mana. Alright, playing against Niv Mizzet Perun here today. 6 mana, 5/5 flying, can't be countered. That doesn't matter, we're not going to counter it. Whenever you draw a card, 1 damage to any target. And whenever any player casts an instant or sorcery, they draw a card. Okay, down goes Ascendant Pack Leader here. What a draw that was. We're going to play Armored Scrap Gorger, and now we have Ramp. Let's see if it survives. Kinda. Well, not anything else to do, so we'll go ahead and replay it here. Now, next turn we have access to 5 mana. Still not 6 here. Come on. I need those things. Once in future is really not getting the job done here. So, yeah, we have to pass. Hall of the Storm Giants. Play an artifact or enchantment, please. No? Okay. Guess now we just have to... Oh, because of Castle Garenbrig here. So you can tap 4 mana and tap this to add 6. So this kind of adds 2 as long as you have 4 other mana here. So I guess we just go ahead and have this get countered because we're playing against a blue deck here. Alright, let's see if it dies. We got to attack. And it got to hit them. How crazy is that? So see, now our Galta only costs a total of 6 mana. Because the total power of creatures we control is 6 here. They're going to cycle for a 2/2 Shark. Looking for an answer for Vorinclex, maybe? They can play their commander now if they want. But we still have attacks with Vorinclex, so they might not want to. Oh, they're just going to steal Vorinclex. How rude. So when it ETBs, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Do we want to kill now their Vorinclex or just their Shark? Probably just their Shark. Maybe they trade here. Because now they get double counters and we get half counters. Cold Steel Heart as ramp. That is one thing. Well, our deck has a good amount of ramp. We have like 3 1-drop ramp creatures and 3 or 4 2-drop ramp creatures here. So they currently have 5 mana, which means they can't cast Memory. We have 6 mana, only used to cast creature spells, or activate ability of creatures here. Why don't we start... Migration Path is going to be pretty good, but... Can also Uprising and Broken Bond here. Maybe we get to... Why don't we try to hit them first? There we go. Just kill their artifact by attacking. Seems like a decent thing to do. And we can Uprising and Scrap Gorger. I think that seems okay. Let's see if they have a counterspell. No? Okay. Do that here, and then I think we'll just Scrap Gorger. And have we outdrawn the blue-red deck? They do have Hall of the Storm Giants. Sorry. Playing Niv Mizzet. So I can kick this. They will draw a card. And then deal 1 damage to any target, but we got a lot going on. So we get both. So 2 counters on this guy. We will be the one to gain the life, and then he will fight probably their commander, because either way we're attacking with him and then they're going to trade. Probably. So let's do this. So they'll draw the card, they'll throw damage. We'll kill their Niv Mizzet. An 8/2 trample. Go to combat, go to attackers. And yeah, they'll trade here. Makes Galta more expensive again, but I think we're doing relatively okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and, because we get to exile a card, let's go ahead and exile Commit to Memory. Don't need the mana. I just wanted to get rid of that before they had the opportunity to cast it. Here comes their commander once again. Do they have, like, Fading Hope or something? Okay. Land could be worse. Let's go ahead and play Rishkar. And then I guess I can once in future on their turn. I get back 2 creatures here. I can get back Vorinclex and Kogla. I could Migration Path, but I don't think we really need that right now. So, yeah, you know what? They're playing blue-red. They might have a counterspell here. So let's do this. And then exile Mass Manipulation. Okay. Can we get our first robot win here? It's not over. They got 4 cards in a blue-red deck. So whenever it deals damage to an opponent, they may draw a card. Now they're going to start throwing some damage around here. Oh, I see what they're doing. They have an infinite combo. Curiosity deals damage to an opponent, draw a card, and whenever they draw a card, they deal a damage to an opponent. Good old infinite combo in Historic Brawl. Alright, we'll get there, don't worry. Alright, we go first. And we've got Elvish Mystic, Scrapgorger, and Gwenna here, so we've got everything we need. Playing against... Hopefully it's not the same person. I didn't look at their name last time, but we're playing against another Niv Mizzet Perun deck here. So, we'll see if we can get through that. Let's go ahead and ramp out Gwenna. Of course they have the Fading Hope. I hate playing against blue. Did y'all know that? Maybe we get to play blue next week. It's up to you. Again, leave in the comments. Alright, now that you've got Counterspell up. We've got 4 mana? I mean... I guess we have to play Gwenna again. Just let it get countered. I suppose I could have played around a Counterspell and played Visionary or something, but, I mean, I don't know. Alright, more Counterspells, but we have 2 creatures to play now. Alright, we actually get to draw the card. Kogla, Scrapgorger. There's, okay, Thirst for Discovery. There's probably some tutors in Historic Brawl that can go ahead and tutor up Curiosity as well to get the instant win with this. I have no idea what anything is going on in the Historic Brawl metagame. I'll learn with you over the course of this series. And then we'll know what we're dealing with at some point. But we're just going to be playing janky robot decks. So. Which, so far, credit to ChatGPT. The deck has actually done something. I'm waiting to draw the Great Henge. That card is stupid. Arcane Signet. Scoot Swarm with no land. I guess we play Kogla here. Wait. do this, and then this, and then Koglas. I mean, I'm sure he'll die, but, like, don't really have anything else to do. And then now we can play Galta for just 2 mana. Off of the rest of our creatures here. There's their commander. That probably isn't going to work out the best for you. So let's go ahead, do Rabid Bite here. I don't care if they kill my Mystic here, because I'm going to hold up Snakeskin Veil for my big boy creatures. Get rid of their Arcane Signet. And now we have Protection, and they are at 3 life. If we had had Ram through there, we would have won. Alright, what do they have to answer? A 7-6 and a 12-12. And technically an attacking 3-3 next turn, too. Nothing. Alright, Robot, you've done it. You got us a win. Alright, going second again. We've got Druid on 2. We've got Harrow. It's an additional cost to cast it, sack a land, and then you get 2 basic lands, and we've got a 4-drop and a 6-drop here. But that seems to be about on par with how our deck has been going so far. Playing against Narset of the Ancient Way, a Planeswalker that cares about casting non-creature spells. So more instances of our spells getting countered here. Gotta love playing against blue. Okay, Midnight Clock. Do we cast Harrow or do we cast Yorvo? I suppose we need to cast Harrow, and I'd prefer to do it when they can't counter us, although they could have like Spell Pierce or something, which would be awful. Oh no, okay, I thought they had Spell Pierce. I was gonna cry. And then we can go ahead and cast Druid here. Usually these effects have them come into play tapped, but we just effectively had 5 mana that turn. So, Teferi who slows the sunset. Untap Clock. Tap my creature. Untap a land. Now they have 3 mana. We technically have the 6 mana to cast like a Hydra if we want to. We could also cast Nylea, hold up Blossoming Defense. That also makes our creatures cheaper, although, again, I think whatever we play is just going to get countered here. So it doesn't really matter. Okay, it actually resolved. Alright, pass the turn holding up Blossoming Defense, I guess. They have the mana to cast their commander now and hold up something. Well, I hate that card. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. So it just like shuts off half of magic. Sure. Teferi.deck. Maybe they're just playing Jeskai Super Friends here. Yeah, I'd prefer you didn't. Alright, now they still have 4 mana somehow after all of that. Alright, Yorvo, let's see if you survive. Obviously not. Does anyone else enjoy playing against blue? Is that an experience that you get pleasure out of? Because in my case, I'm just trying to play big fat dumb creatures, and they're like, what if you didn't? And it's like, okay, fair. Fair point. But no. Ah. Sure. Alright. Well, this is the only thing I can do, so let's go ahead and do this. And then, instead of playing an additional land, what if I only played one? Alright, Midnight Clock is gonna tick up to 12 on their turn, and they draw a fresh grip of 7. And I don't see a way that we can actually win this game at this point. I mean, we have to try to stick a creature, have it resolve, stay around, not get bounced, not get tapped, not get killed, and then have it resolve through any sort of counter spells here. So for your time and mine, I think we're done here. Hey, look! We actually get to start with a decent little hand here, but still on the draw, and not playing against blue. Playing against Heliod Suncrown. I don't know if Walking Ballista is available in Historic, but if it is, they could have an infinite combo on their hands. Start with the good old elves here. Johnny's Pride Mate. Alright, well, here we go. Life gain deck. And we have to remove things by fighting with them. Lunarch Veteran. Alright, a Johnny's Pride Mate about to get swole. Just gonna go ahead and kill that while I can, I guess. Let's play Pack Leader and then mutate onto Pack Leader here. We'll have it be over. For those who don't know what mutate is, I don't feel like explaining it. So yeah. Alright, well, they can't technically attack, although if they play any creature, this gains a life and then they can't attack, so. Alright, we survived for a moment. We can play Galta here. And I think that's what I'm just gonna do. Hold this back in the event that they have removal for Galta. Oh, that's the worst kind of removal. Because now my commander just has to sit there. So this can be crewed by Galta here. We could actually activate the Oasis as well off of Signet, Forest, and Caravan. And just like sack it to give this +3/+3 if that ends up mattering. So Galta now serves as a crew, a source of crew here. Alright, here we go. Now they've got the combo going. Crew 3. Pass to blockers, and I guess we have to do this now. And then Heliod's still in the battlefield, but We can't deal with Heliod in this deck, unfortunately. One, two, three. And tap. Why can't I do that? 1, 2, 3. Tap and sacrifice a desert. Well, it's a desert, is it not? Oh. Oh, this still has summoning sickness. That's why I can't do that. Okay, okay. And now it's a creature. I guess I could have floated the mana as blocks were happening. That's weird, but sure. Okay, go ahead. Kill our Greathorn. Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia. With no cards in hand, unfortunately. So... Ambitious Farmhand. Now Heliod is back. They're gaining life again. We've already done what we needed to do. We got to win with an AI deck. Really wish I still had Galta available here. Wow. Anyone interested in drawing 12 cards? That was certainly something. Let's do this. Ah, I should have tapped Gwenna there. And the turn, discard 2 forests since we drew many of them. And can we survive here? I guess we have to chump. Alright, you look at my hand. What are you going to take? Who knows? I guess we have to chump Wicked Wolf. Or chump Heliod with Wicked Wolf here. Well, okay. I guess that means I get to eat these for free. They get to flip that. So let's do this actually. Pass to damage. Kogla now costs 8 mana. Oh, that makes me very upset. I see why they did what they did. Alright, into the command zone he goes. We still have a bunch of mana though, so at least there's that. Alright, Scavenging Ooze getting rid of Lunarch Veteran is probably going to be one of the plays here. So let's start by doing that. Alright, did that out of order, but, you know, we're fine. We're playing loose here. Yorvo could have had an extra counter, but we'll survive. Let's go ahead and play Llanowar Visionary. And I guess I go ahead and Impulse here. Take a Nyxbloom Ancient. And I can still activate Scavenging Ooze. Let's see if they have another board wipe. So technically this should have one more counter, but again, I think we'll survive. Alright, what are the target cards here? Definitely going to get rid of Speaker of the Heavens. And then they get Pridemate back, but we have Rabid Bite to get rid of Pridemate if we need to. If you tap a permanent for mana, it produces 3 times that much mana instead. Wow. That's pretty darn busted. Sure, let's just keep doing all this. Why not? Let's just cast everything in our hand. Kogla can come down. Kogla can get rid of Pridemate. Okay, they get hexproof and indestructible. That's alright. Cast Rishkar. This and this, why not? And no real reason to attack now that they've got indestructible. But if they don't have another board wipe, next turn might be their last. Mangara, whenever an opponent attacks with 2 or more, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you, you draw a card. Whenever they cast their second spell each turn, draw a card. Okay, Heliod is now 7/7 indestructible. Interestingly enough, I guess I don't have reach on the battlefield. That's... yeah, I don't have any reach. I might have to get rid of this for that reason. I don't have life gain in the deck either. I guess the ooze is life gain. Let's see. Okay. I could just get rid of their whole graveyard, because why not? Because Nyx Bloom Ancient means I have like 40,000 life, or 40,000 mana here. Sure. What does your vote do? Oh, he could just add mana? Alright, let's go to my turn. Draw another land, darn. Alright, let's go for the win here. What do they have? Another protection spell, potentially? No? Okay. There we go. We might have had enough. Did I have fun in the match? I had many a mana. Mana equals fun. Alright, let's get one more game in here. Alright, we get to go first this time. We have a 5-drop, a 6-drop, a card that doesn't do anything, and 2 cards that require creatures to be on that battlefield. So we'll take a free mulligan. Now we have a couple of 3-drops here. Actually, 3 3-drops. We need another land, but I don't really want to go to 6. So I think I'm keeping this here. Joda the Unifier. That is a deck that seems like a lot of fun. I loved playing Joda the Unifier in, I believe, Dominaria United Limited. Was definitely fun. Again, this will be our last game of this deck here today. I want to make these videos short and sweet. Don't want to make you stick around for too long here, but go ahead and leave a comment with who you want to see next. If you like the series, what more you would want from the series here, and like your favorite comment so that we can have votes as to which deck will be played in the next edition of this series. It's all up to you. There's no cutoff for the comments and the likes here. I don't know exactly how often I'll be producing this series for you all, but yeah, so no cutoff, so obviously there'll be a cutoff if the next video has already released, as I'll prompt you there to then comment for the next one after that. But go ahead and get in on that comment section. Elysian Caryatid makes sense. Go ahead and play Brontodon. Scoot Swarm is something you want to play when you have 5 lands in play, so you can play a land, it makes the 6th, and then you have 2 Scoot Swarms, and then it starts to go off from there. But with Defiler of Vigor in hand, that's kind of more of a 5-drop play. Plus, Brontodon can threaten to kill any, like, you know, if they play Relic of Legends or something. I didn't even show you Johto for those of you that don't know. So, legendary creatures get +X, and they have Cascade. Basically, like legendary Cascade. Super sweet, super fun, cool card here. Playing a Watery Grave, tapped, and a Sylvala. What does that even do? Add X, where X is... So, it taps to add 3 right now. Do I have to kill the Sylvala, or do I just play like a tribute here? That's tough. Any combination of colors, I think I have to kill their Mana Dork. It's very mana inefficient here, but I gotta make sure that they can't cast Johto next turn. And then... Well, I guess they could still, because they could cast, you know, like green, white, blue, black. And then if they have like a red source or something, I guess they're missing one color and one source here. Godless Shrine, there's the source. Missed a land for Defiler. I don't really like that. Now we're missing lands, which is not something I particularly like to do. But sometimes that's how it works. So let's see what they can do with their Johto. This deck would be a nightmare to build. Good thing I have robots to do it for me. There's just so many options. Plus 5-color decks are difficult in the mana base. And I'm saying that as you're all looking at the comments and being like, oh look at this 5-color deck that has the most likes. But that's okay. I've got robots to build my deck for me, so we're good. Robot building a 5-color mana base. That would be an interesting thing to see, but I've got to do it. So we're going to have to deal with whatever they give us if you guys do indeed choose a 5-color deck here. Gilded Goose. That's not a legendary. I like that. Little Linvala is. What do they flip into here? Oh no! They flipped into Valky God of Lies, which turns into Tybalt Cosmic Imposter, which basically wins them the game on the spot, unfortunately, as we continue to miss lands. Yeah, that's okay. Johto's a cool deck. Johto's fun. And it looks like they're going to get us here. I mean, I can sacrifice Brontodon to kill a food, which doesn't do anything. So... no attacks. Pass it back and probably concede very quickly here. But you know what? I consider the first edition of this series at a... did we go 2-4 today? 2-3? Probably 2-4. I'm putting the record over here so you'll see as opposed to me. I don't get reminded in between because these aren't events. These are just quick plays here. Oh, look at that. They're cascading into another. The planar bridge. They're going to flip on the other... or the prismatic bridge here. So they are hitting the Cascade lottery. Because when you cascade, yes, it cascades into a Sika, but the Prismatic Bridge is still castable off of that. So we are long toast here, but I hope you enjoyed the first edition of this series. Again, leave some comments. Let me know what you think of the series here. Let me know what you want to be played next. I've got infinite wild cards. Well, not infinite, but a good amount of wild cards. So again, here's a quick look at the deck today. And don't know how often I'll be posting these editions of this series, but I would love to hear what you think about it. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for tuning in today, and tune in next week for a full week of Lord of the Rings drafts here on the channel. I'll see you next time here at Daily Draft.